Discourse Duo podcast. Today we got another little fun thread for you. This one is, what is the stupidest thing people brag about?
This shirt that I'm wearing right now is the best shirt.
I mean, you do look...
This is like...
You look casual.
The best shirt in the history of Hawaiian shirts.
I'm not going to do a Trump impression every episode.
You should do it. This isn't a Trump impression. This is like the truth.
Moving
bragging
right
about
along.
It's from Hawaii, actually. I didn't go, but someone brought it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It looks just like the stereotypical like Tommy Bahama style shirt.
Yeah.
My brain stopped working halfway through the sentence. Wow.
William Shatner over here. Yeah.
Hey, it works all right. All right. So the first one we have. A kid in my class bragged about how he stole an air freshener from the school bathroom. He was holding an unwrapped, wet urinal cake in his hand.
That's great. Guys, look what I got.
Fresh cakes.
Yeah. It's a breath mint. It's like an Altoid.
Oh, man. This one is true. And I have to admit, I have done this before.
Oh boy, you're gonna brag too, huh?
Hours of work.
Oh really?
Yeah. It says we shouldn't be glorifying getting overworked. It's like, man, I worked like 25 hours on Tuesday. Man, I worked like 36 hours on Wednesday. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You know.
How many hours are in a day?
What?
Huh?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, somebody complains and then like, sometimes you don't even mean to one up.
Right.
It just happens to be the truth and you're like trying to relate, but then after you say it, you realize it sounded really fucking douchey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I've worked, yeah. Especially if you dismiss the thing.
Especially if you downplay it.
Yeah. 16 hours?
Or it's like 18. 16 hours? Wow, it must have been real hard being in the AC for that long.
Right.
Like, and you're just like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Funny.
Guys who brag about being built different. Sure, dude, you have a beard, a full sleeve tattoo, and a pickup truck. You're so different.
Built for tough.
I feel like this was meant for a very specific dude.
Yeah.
As a dude that is definitely built different with a beard, I feel attacked.
You don't have a sleeve.
Or a truck. Because I have a higher IQ level. But still feel attacked.
I miss my truck.
You had a nice truck, I'm not going to lie. I miss your truck.
Nice
the
truck.
things we could have picked up that I see every once in a while, man. Oh.
Talking like tables and chairs and shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And pallets.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, if we had a truck, we would be building stuff.
No, I thought about that the other day.
So many freaking pallets everywhere. And like, I know it's not the best, like wood, but like for people learning how to do, like, dude, that'd be so good for us.
Bro, I'm so lazy that I'm like, oh man, I would build so many things at my house if I just had a truck, because, I would have to get through. Like, I can literally go rent a truck and get whatever I want and get that stuff to my house
for like $20.
Lazy. It's just laziness.
I know.
It's because I don't have a truck. That's the barrier for me to be creative.
But if you had a truck, it would be something else.
It'd be something else.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I need someone to help lift this lumber.
I'm exactly the same way. You know that. So I feel you. My neighbor was bragging about how long her 3-year-old son's penis was. She told my wife and I, everyone always says, oh my God, his penis is so long. I'm just like, why the fuck have so many people seen your boy's wang?
I will not say who, but I can relate to this. There is someone that I know that has made reference to their child's wang.
I don't have a male child, so it's not me.
It's not you.
Thank God. I don't want to be associated with that.
That's funny.
Jesus, that is hilarious.
It's like, and then what are you going to do? Not look? And then now I'm the bad guy. Because I'm looking at this little boy's wang. Like,
I mean, I feel like that makes you the bad guy as well.
If I don't look?
No, if you do.
Oh, if you do.
Yeah.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Pedophile.
It's not. It's a win. It's not
no means no. Anywho.
Oh.
Family money. Especially in college. Yeah, bruh. That yacht you're showing off is totally yours. Sometime over the last decade or so, people started using the term body count for their cumulative, wow, I fucked up that word, number of lifetime sex partners. Unless you're doing it with all of them concurrently, I'm not impressed. It was a twofer, and I apologize. I didn't realize that there should have been a thing there.
Okay.
So it's two things. The first thing is the people that are bragging about what their family owns, not what they personally own.
Got it. Yeah.
And the other one is their body count.
Body count.
Which, yeah, that is true. That was not something that was referred to that way until I would say like right after I got out of college, right before I got out of college, around there, like right in that time frame. Before that, it was just like, how many people have you been with?
The body count. I mean, that used to mean like how many people have you killed?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think it's just because of gaming culture.
Probably
Literally because of like Call of Duty. We could probably figure out a way to trace it back to that.
Maybe it's all about Call of Duty.
Oh, it is. It's COD, bro.
Yeah, body count. Okay.
I will say this.
Okay.
I know dudes that will brag about a body count.
Okay.
I should rephrase. I know dudes that both will brag about a real body count and will also brag about a totally fake body count.
Okay.
And I find them both equally annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's part of the conversation, it's like, hey, let's have a conversation about this. Then, yeah, it doesn't bother me in the slightest what you bring up, whatever, because it's part of like what's being talked about currently.
Sure.
But people that just bring it up out of nowhere, it's kind of weird. Put it out there.
I brag about how many times I've been in love.
Right.
Just kidding.
Being an alpha. Sorry, homeboys. If you feel the need to announce it, you ain't it. And you know that.
Alpha.
That's
been a big thing lately.
Homeboys.
Yeah. That's been a big thing lately with like the Andrew Tate and his brother and all that.
Yeah.
So that whole alpha culture.
The thing that's so funny about the whole alpha culture is just the fact of what it was originally built from. And then the whole fact that the person that originally built that theory has then spent he built that theory, published it, and then spent the last 40 freaking years trying to say I was wrong. I realized I was wrong. That doesn't exist. And nobody knows anything about that.
When it relates to what? When it relates to human social interaction, or when it relates to just animals and whatnot?
Yeah. Originally, it's for wolves.
Yeah, it's for.
There's no such thing as actually an alpha wolf.
Yeah.
It's basically because the same guy that came up with the theory and the published and the whole thing of that, over spending more time with them, realized that he was wrong and has tried to spend the entire time since then.
It switches. It will vary depending on who is strongest, though. And
from my,
it's not like you're born the alpha,
right,
thing, you know.
From my knowledge on dog behavior, it's situation by situation, right?
Yeah,
and usually it's very resource sensitive. So dog A might be the finger quotes here alpha for a resting area on the couch. Right. But might end up having to defer to a different dog in alpha position for the resource of the food dish first.
Sure.
And so it really, because it's It's like anything else. This is the hill I choose to die on. Like this is my spot.
Right.
I'll let you drink your water first. I'll take the sloppy seconds, bro. But I'm fucking sitting right here. You know what I mean? So Tora and Callie had that.
Right.
Where
it would switch between.
The only time Callie would really stand up for herself is she had a particular spot on the couch. And Tora would intentionally lay on like the armrest right next to that so that when she tried to jump up, he could smack her.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Because he's a dick.
Like the owner.
Hey, babe. Father like son. I'm not sure if it's intended as so, but people talk about their mental issues like it's a flex. It's not a flex. It's a disease.
That's so much more common now.
It really is.
I haven't really thought of it that way, but yeah. It's like, and a lot of the throwaway phrases like, oh, it's my ADD or it's my this or my that, you know, whatever it, pick the thing, you know what I mean?
It's somebody defining themselves by a particular thing.
Right.
Yeah. Which is also just very unhealthy in my personal opinion, but who the fuck knows?
Well, especially when you're just throwing it out there to whomever's willing to listen. It's different when you're talking about it when you're with someone that you know, right?
Yeah. I mean, to a certain extent I agree, but I also disagree because it's like, I agree that you shouldn't be ashamed of something that you have no control over.
Sure.
But at the same token, you also don't want to be like throwing it around like crazy. You know what I mean? Like
well, don't use it for guilt either.
It's dumb.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When a man says he lasts for hours in bed, no girl wants to be pounded for hours.
Yeah, you're not doing it right.
Really quick.
You're not doing it right.
No. So, this is from a thread.
Okay.
So that was posted.
Mm-hmm.
The comments after that,
right. Other girls saying, I want to be pounded for days.
So hilarious. It was a solid 90% one opinion and 10% other.
That's funny.
I don't know which ones were really female. I don't know which ones were what. All I'm saying is 90% of the responses to that were speak for yourself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The problem is like you can work up an appetite real quick and then a sandwich starts looking real good, you know? And then you're like, that sandwich isn't going to make itself. I
have had all different time frames with all different types of people, and there's some that anything past like 2 or 3 minutes and it's starting to not feel good, right? And there's others where it's like if you're not going to put in half an hour, then they don't even want to like do anything.
Right.
Like that's the bare minimum. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, talk to your partner. Figure it out.
Talk to your partner.
Don't
communicate.
Don't brag about one way or the other. It's between you and them. Move the fuck on.
That's funny.
Oh, this one's funny. How smart their grandchild is, even though they have not started kindergarten yet.
Yeah, you can't judge. You can't judge. No, I'm saying like not you personally, but like to do that, to be like, oh, so-and-so. So it's like they can't read.
Okay.
They can't count.
You're saying the grandparent can't judge. I was saying like, are you saying that like the person being annoyed can't judge or the other? Because this is the thing that I always find.
Nobody can judge a child that young and how smart they are. It's like
I find all the time that people like to make comments about their kid in a positive light, and the kid is like programmed to immediately do the dumbest shit in the world right when somebody's bragging about their intelligence.
Oh yeah,
it is the funniest shit.
Yeah.
He's just so smart. Everybody just talks about how smart he is. Bang. What was that? Oh, he just ran headfirst into the wall.
It's funny. And they always do. You know,
and you're just like, maybe he saw an MC squared on the wall and wanted to figure out relativity.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Could have. So I have 2 young kids, and yeah, it's cool to see that they can pick things up that they haven't known before, right? And then it's like, oh wow, they made an observation. Wow, they said this thing that they didn't know they can say. It's cool. But then when you start saying, oh, aren't they just the smartest? So and so doesn't do this, and it's like, no. That's where you're like, all right, Wait for their life decision.
Yeah, when they're that young, you're not comparing apples to apples. You're comparing apples to automobiles.
No.
Like,
No,
it's not fair.
You can compare your own kids all day.
Because
the comparison is literally
they
right.
have a very big Venn diagram.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Same experience, same environment, same everything. So, so it's
I will say that with the kid, I think I bragged more about things that normally people would be more things that were adorable, not like, oh, she's so smart.
got it. Right.
Like,
right.
My favorite thing was like having her say things that she couldn't say very well.
Sure.
And it would sound like something else.
Right.
Remember, like, big truck was big fuck.
Right. Yeah.
Chocolate was chocolat. That one was just like, where did you ever hear it like that?
France.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you on French YouTube? What are you doing?
Johnny Depp.
Something she said shit, and it was so funny. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, no, those kind of things.
Yeah.
I find that were the things that I bragged about, but it wasn't me bragging. It was just me wanting to share the experience with other people.
Yeah, my daughter said shit in some way the other day, like repeating me when I said something, and she's like, yeah, and she's like backing up her dad, kind of thing. Yeah, don't that's a piece of whatever it is, or I don't know how he said it, but I just thought it was the funniest thing, and my wife just looked over, just does the sigh. It's like, oh, gosh.
So this is the funniest thing that has ever happened, in my opinion, with the kid. And this must have happened like 2, maybe 3 years ago. You know that one of the things that her and I share is a deep, deep, deep love for Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
We love that band.
Right.
There's a lot of bad words that Brandon Urie sings.
It's cause a panic at the disco.
Right.
Yeah.
One of those words is the F word.
Oh.
There's a song where he sings multiple times F a silver lining. And there was a day when we were in the car. And I was like, what song do you want to hear? By the way, that's the title of the song. And she just said it. And as soon as she said it, she went, the blood left her face. She looked faint and was like freaking out that I was going to tell her mom.
That's funny.
Because she thought she was going to be in the deepest trouble ever.
That's so funny.
And I was like, first off, it's the name of the damn song, dude. Like,
right.
You're reading, if anything.
Right.
Secondly, that was funny as shit. What'd you say? What's it called?
Right.
I was trying to get her to say it over.
Right.
And she was just like, I'm like, you're not in trouble. Oh my God. She still won't curse.
It's amazing.
In front of me.
Right.
I know she has to curse at school.
Probably. Yeah, it's amazing when like you don't make a big deal about it, you don't care, but like they care more than you do.
Yeah.
And it's like, where do you get that from? Because I'm not the role model that's providing it to you.
That's the thing that doesn't make any sense, right? So like we as in my ex-wife and I, we have never been like overly disciplinary towards her.
Right.
But her greatest fear in life is being in trouble.
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like she acts like when she does something wrong, she gets put in like a chokehold and then like, beat unconscious with a sock filled with pennies.
Pennies. Okay.
Yeah, homie don't play that game.
Homie don't. I thought you were going to say batteries. Pennies.
No, Homie the Clown from In Living Color.
That's cute. Yes, I understand. Yeah. But batteries, that's where it's at. Because it's battery. Sorry. Party wants to laugh because I see it. I see the twinkle.
It was clever, but I don't want to encourage this behavior.
You don't want to acknowledge it.
Oh my gosh, you're my child.
Yeah.
All right, so I have one last one.
All right.
Never mind, I have two more.
Let's hear them.
Never having read a book / not having read a book since they left school. There is so many people that we have collectively worked together with in the past that will brag about that.
Right. Like wear it like a badge of honor.
Yes. That they haven't read a book since high school. Since the last time they were forced to do it.
Right. Yeah, like it's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are, I can't say what they're called. Because then I'd be banned.
Feel like they're called
don't do it. Just don't. Just don't.
Anyway.
Illiterate.
Oh, that's not what I was going to call.
I know.
I was going to say they're fans of this sports team.
No.
But no, honestly, what that is, it's a shortcut, just like bumper stickers.
Yeah.
Cool. We should never be friends. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So this is the actual last one. I almost skipped over that one by accident. Liking something like a band, artist, music genre, TV show, etc., before other people caught on to it. Just bragging in general is pretty dumb in my opinion. LOL.
I think we've all been guilty of that.
100%.
To some extent.
You know the one that always sticks out to me that Rob did? Is he liked to make the point that when he was up in DC or whatever with his sister and brother-in-law, that Maroon 5 came out first like a couple months earlier up there, and that he knew all about them and the whole thing.
Right. They're going to be big.
Yeah. I mean, they were.
I don't remember that, actually. But
you don't remember him talking about that?
No.
Yeah.
Because there were so many other things, too.
That was just the one thing. The one thing that I remember also about Maroon 5 is I was like, oh, really? I never heard any of their music. But they were on this one MTV show. Remember the one where the girl would go into like the bedroom of like the guy, and then based upon the bedrooms of the guys, like she would like search through with like a black light and everything.
Yeah.
Room Raiders. That's what it's called.
Room Raiders.
And then she'd pick. Well, they had a special edition where it was a girl went through every one of the band members' hotel rooms, and then she picked one. She picked Adam, of course. And it was just really funny. And I was just like, who the hell is this stupid band? Like, they played one of their songs like right by the pool and everything. And I was like, this is kind of lame. Because it was live. It sounded like shit.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, no, I just thought that was funny.
Sounds like a dying seagull live. I'm not a huge fan
of
his voice.
Adam Levine's, really?
I can tolerate a few songs.
Okay, so I'm slightly partial. You have to remember that one of the kids' favorite songs of all time is Sugar.
I know.
And so I've heard that song 10,000 times.
I think it's just when I hear his voice, I hear his personality and arrogance.
I love his personality.
I just don't like him.
I understand that. I am in the minority.
I've never I've just looking at him sometimes bothers me.
I don't know why. I've always looked at him and went like, okay, I can dig your vibe.
Really?
Always. I like an asshole.
You like everyone who brags about
No,
that's who he is. That's the kind of person he is. He'd be doing all these things that you're describing.
But he'd be doing it in like a cool way.
Right.
I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what it is.
Son is the smartest boy. Like in his terrible bird voice. Yeah,
wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was the craziest falsetto I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's because that's exactly how he sounds live. So I'm hating.
Yes, you are. You really are.
Yeah, he's just bothersome to me. It's bothersome.
I'm trying to think of like I'm trying to think of one that I did. I don't think I've done that with any like music stuff. Not that I can think of.
Probably like an actor. We've done that with movies and stuff.
I've definitely done it with comedians.
Yeah.
Because I usually do know more obscure comedians than like my peers.
Sure.
Not because of any like special thing, just because I watch more random
Most
shit.
people do it with music.
Most people do.
Yeah. Or like a particular show or cartoon or an anime. You know,
I don't.
You've done it with an anime.
What have I done it with anime for?
I can't recall which one, but I do remember listening to you talk about it. Like you were like, yeah, you know, and now it's becoming popular, and then but like you were watching it before it was, or something like that. So.
Oh, no. Okay, that's different. That's different. When I say those kind of things, I say it because I find it hilarious. Because sometimes it won't become popular until, like, let's say it's 13 episodes. On episode 12, it becomes popular.
No,
I find it hilarious when all of a sudden now it's mainstream and it's like, this thing's like 5 years old.
But that's what I'm saying. For you, the version of this that you do
Okay.
You already know about it, and then it becomes popular, and then you're like, you're just finding it ironic or funny.
Yeah.
So then you acknowledge that, like, dude, like this has been
I've
around
had
for.
the other thing happen with me with anime where it's like, you don't know what that is.
Oh,
muscles. Yeah. Those are the ones, like, I think more like the hipster version of these things.
Got it.
Where it's just like, oh my God, like,
I've been doing this for like 2 months now.
And honestly, I'm kind of sick of it.
Right.
I'm so over that.
So 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure I am guilty of this at least a couple hundred times.
What's
I just
Twitter?
can't think of one from these particular. What'd you say?
What's Twitter? It's X now. Oh my gosh, that's so 2 weeks ago.
What, like a fucking bird? Oh, like tweet, bitch. Oh gosh, I know. I gotta look into more of that. I want to know if they've changed any of the other vernacular and stuff.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
What do you call it when you tweet?
I don't know. Literally, like, okay, it was yesterday or the day before yesterday when the update went through.
Yeah.
And I was updating other apps, and all of a sudden, my little birdie turned into a freaking X, and I went, well, it finally happened, because I'd heard about it. And when we opened it up, it looked like it had the Twitter symbol, and then it slowly went like, and then it morphed into the X.
Wow.
And I was just like, I am so glad I'm not using this app very often.
So I X'd the other day, and what did you X last night? It's like, no, I don't.
How many Xers do you have on your Xer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to deal with that crap. That was my last one, though. Yeah, to me, I feel like when you brag about something like that, it's very, very close to gatekeeping.
Yeah.
And gatekeeping
This is my thing.
You're not cool enough to like the thing that I think is cool, and like you don't like the thing that I think is cool the way that I feel like you should like it. Therefore, it's not cool when you do it, so you shouldn't do it.
Right.
You shouldn't.
Yours not, to like.
You're not allowed to. Okay, no, I do. I do about Hollister clothing.
Okay.
Because I fucking can't stand somebody who wears something that says anything from Cali who has never stepped foot in Cali.
I've worn Hollister clothing before,
and it pisses me off. If it said, if you just wear Hollister clothing, that's fine. But if you're wearing a Long Beach shirt and you've never been to Long Beach,
oh yeah,
that pisses me off.
Yeah.
I don't care if you wear a shirt that says Paris, because I'm not from Paris.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Now, if it's a sports team, that's fair. You know, hey, if it says like Los Angeles Lakers,
no. But if you're wearing a shirt that is from the place, but you haven't been to the place.
If they had a shirt that was like Santa Monica Pier, I'm like, fuck, you better have been there.
Right. There is an exception to that. If you were given a gift by someone who has, or family who lives there.
Yes.
They send you, your aunt sends you a shirt or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like.
That is fair. But it's still
as long as you don't represent. As long as when someone asks you,
like,
oh no, I have family that lives there, so they got me.
That's my biggest problem. Right. I don't like people that try to represent a thing that they're not from.
Sure. Yeah,
it very, very much bothers me.
Gatekeeper.
Look, I knew there was something that I was very much like this for.
Gatekeeper.
I just had to think far enough back.
Wow.
And you know that I cannot stand people.
Judgmental you are.
Because Hollister, almost like 70% of their clothing back in the day had some sort of city or location like thing on it.
I can't stand
it's all from SoCal.
Non-Americans wear American Eagle. I need to see that you're an American. Is that what you do too? Is that also no?
No, I don't do that.
I was just trying to think of a similar company.
I have no national pride, so
No national pride.
0.
Fly your flag.
I have state pride, and that's pretty, and maybe like region pride. That's about it. Yeah,
Funny.
I have no. I am the worst patriot. like I am literally the most extreme in like my patriotism. Either I'm like 100% gung-ho, don't fucking talk about that, or like, yeah, whatever, man, just burn it to the ground. I don't care.
Sure.
It's, yeah.
Listen, just
being honest.
Just don't strap on a bomb. That's all I'm saying. In your current state, that could be interpreted as an extremist.
Florida man found. Oh, shit. All right, what do you got, my dude?
All right. Well, this is a Reddit thread, actually. What is your best excuse for missing a day of work? So this person posted this, and they say, my buddy invited to go ocean fishing with him. They didn't use full sentences here, but it's okay.
Yeah.
All expense paid. Problem is that I already taken a bit of time off. I can't ask for more. I need a good excuse.
Oh, so originally
Please
it was just
help.
It was originally just a dude asking for help, and now we got like all the responses.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be good. It's not even like a curated list. Oh yeah,
Exactly.
oh, these are gonna be freaking horrible.
Some of them are good. Obviously, some people are interesting, but this first person says, I always go with some sort of stomach problem. They never want to delve into it because they don't want to hear about your explosive diarrhea.
Apparently, you do not work in retail.
That's just what one person said. These are opinions.
I'm stating from my personal opinion. This is what I was taught to do back in the day from retail.
Right.
All right. Well, what's what we'll do? Why don't you go ahead, rest up, give me about a call, like maybe an hour or so, and we'll see how you're feeling then.
Oh, yeah.
And you just keep on doing that until they finally give in.
Why don't you come on and give it a try?
Yeah.
You know?
What we'll do is
we'll send
come
you
on
home.
in. We'll get you set up on some of the light duty type stuff.
Yeah.
There is no light duty stuff. And then once we kind of get from there, we'll move on.
Right.
It's basically like, yeah, cool. No, I hear you. I respect what your opinion is. I don't give a fuck. So I'm going to need you to go ahead and come on in. And usually because you're manipulating these like small children that don't know that they can just say,
no. Yeah, not coming in.
No.
Right.
Then they end up coming in. It was horrible. I hated it.
Yep.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So
You hit a sore spot.
apparently a lot of people like stomach stuff. But anyway, this person says, whatever you do, wear sunscreen. If you show up sunburn on Tuesday after calling in sick with the flu on Monday, you're fucked. Smart. Because they've probably done that before.
Nope. I have a better one right now.
Okay.
This is my thought.
Okay.
You call in and you go, okay, I made a dumb mistake yesterday.
I locked my keys in my car.
No, yesterday I went out deep sea fishing with my friend. It was awesome. It was all expenses paid. It was a great time, but I didn't wear any sunscreen. And so I have no energy. I can't move right now. I'm covered in aloe. You basically let them know
what you did. Even though it's what you're going to do.
Exactly.
Right. So if there are pictures or
you
social
can still
media.
talk about it, pictures, all that kind of
Right.
stuff, but you got to let yourself get sunburned. Because you basically claim heat stroke. So what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You could totally get away with that.
Right.
You have to take the L.
You'll suffer. But then now you got to call another day.
No.
Because you're probably being pain.
Well, you don't have to make it like horrible because it's already like gone down by like a day.
All right. Okay. Let's see. This person, I don't care about that one. This person, though, you ready? They wrote a list.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is what they wrote. It all says is bullet points: cold, flu, stomach virus, car accident, massive migraines, irritable bowel syndrome, death in the family, wedding, insomnia, leaky water heater, plumbing emergency, fire, twisted ankle, sprained wrist, show up the next day with a wrist brace, cheap. Home AC broken, family emergency, can be vague. Hospital visit, local medical supply store can provide the wrist bracelet for a few bucks. These are a few I've used in the past year. Good luck. This person is a winner.
Wow. At losing. Okay.
Man.
All right, let's break some of those
That's
down.
the best part is these are some I've used in the past year.
I think a lot of those are weak.
Yeah, a lot of them are weak.
All the sickness ones were weak.
I think it depends where you work, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. Death in the family. That's a slippery slope, dude.
Right. How many deaths?
Yeah, you really got to be careful with that one.
Right.
But there again, I wish a motherfucker would try me on that one. I'd have a fake death certificate so goddamn fast.
There was someone who used to work at the company I've worked for that questioned
I know
the status of a grandparent because they're like, well, they thought like didn't so-and-so already die or something like that. And
from my recollection of how it was stated, it was like, how many grandmothers are you going to have die?
Right.
And then the response was 2.
Right.
And they both have just died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that's happened multiple times with that person. So
Well,
for
idiot.
different people. So
Regardless, Tigers.
Explosive diarrhea is another one.
See, that one, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. I have had so many times where I've literally had a manager say, come on, man, just Pepto it up. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but someone under this wrote, diarrhea is king. Nobody wants to catch that. Tell your boss you're shitting out your intestines. So I think it's the contagious part of it. If it's something that's contagious.
I've never in my life caught diarrhea.
Yeah, it could be like a stomach virus and it happens. I haven't either, but
Yeah, I've never even heard of that personally.
okay. Well, it's a thing.
Some of the other ones, though, I near the end, I was more on board with.
Someone put, seems to me that the most unquestioned bullshit line is family emergency.
Yeah.
So some people question it, but
Some people do. I think that a good one to have but you have to have kids, is using a kid illness. Because when they go with, look, man, I'm really sorry, I can't come in. My kid is XYZ thing. So I'm here.
right.
That one is one of those ones where they can't really be like, you'll just leave them. You know what I mean? Like,
So
that's a little bit different.
What this person said, and this one could be a thing, it's meeting with counselor at school. Used one countless times, never questioned once.
oh, that's good.
It's behavioral, like no one's sick. You don't have to lie about like
Right.
someone being ill, but
And it's one of those things where if
are you going to ask for a note? Like they're not going to
well,
ask for a
no,
note.
that'd be like, look, if I don't go to this thing, my kid's going to be expelled.
And then I'm going to miss more
And I'm going
work.
to miss more work. I have to go to this thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good one.
That's good.
That's a good one.
But that's not going to get you out of a full day.
No, it shouldn't. Okay, cool. What time can we be back? No, like they're sending him home. There's no one to watch him at this point. Like that'd be the only.
So what was the plan before? Because school gets out at 4 and your shift starts at 2.
Right. No, exactly. Like it depends on the work
I know.
situation.
Once again, it depends
So,
on how much your manager is going to be a schmack.
Right. Depends on your shift. Depends on how long.
There's a lot of
If you want to
variables.
leave work, I would say like I just got a call from my school counselor. I have to go, kind of thing.
I have heard that one before.
Yeah. So
It's very funny.
yeah.
What else they got?
Someone listen to this one. Someone put, sounds like your work sucks. Where I work, they don't ask for excuses. If I need to take a day off, I simply call in and say I won't be there that day. Sometimes they ask if I will be in the following day, to which I usually say probably. But I will let you know if that changes. I've never had an issue where I currently work. That's one of those fuckers who just want to brag about dumb shit.
Remember earlier when I was saying the perfect line for a comeback, which is like, your Caucasian is showing?
Yeah.
Right there.
Caucasian is showing. Yeah.
Yeah, your tax bracket is showing.
Must be.
Yeah.
Because they're a partner at a law firm, maybe. Is that it?
Because when they send emails, they only have to CC one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, no, what an ass.
That's a
like, don't even reply. You're not part of this conversation.
Don't be part of this conversation then, bro. You're not helping.
Idiot.
What a schmuck. I don't like that guy.
Idiot.
Hope that guy gets sick.
Yeah, I hope that guy loses their job.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah, there's a lot of jobs.
I like how I'm being the good one.
There are a lot of jobs out there. So, yeah,
I'll totally press the random button for them to die, though. Like, don't worry about it. For like $5.
I want them to be unemployed because they commented online. That's gonna bite me one day.
That's funny. Oh, that's really funny. That's so great.
That's funny.
What, you got any other good ones?
Yeah, I mean, the rest of them is just, they all kind of start saying the same thing, So, but yeah, a lot of people like this, the explosive shits, the stomach stuff, man. I don't know why.
I'll be honest. I think what works better, fevers.
Well, nowadays, yes, post-COVID. Yes.
Do you know how many? Okay. So it used to be one of those things where every once in a while you'd see it up on Facebook and it would be like, hey guys, I just got a flat tire. So I took a picture for anyone who wants to put it in their phone to save it for a rainy day. Right? Then when COVID started happening, hey guys, I'm sick. Here's a picture of my thermometer in case you want to use it for some other rate. I have been given so many freaking pictures of thermometers, and I'm just like, send me a video.
Yeah. A lot of people also are saying like car trouble and stuff. Apparently,
car trouble, like, I think is better
stuff because you can.
The problem is it depends on your situation. Once again, because we both know people that have been like, no problems, bud. I'll have an Uber there for you in 10 minutes.
Right. I can't leave my car. My property. On the side of the road, Well,
see, that's the problem. Most people don't do it like they're in the middle of the road. Most people do it like they're at home.
Right.
I went outside and my car won't start. And it's like, no problem, buddy.
This is the last thing I'll say. And then I don't have anything else. But I caught someone calling out with the car trouble once years ago. They were responsible for a facility of some sorts, at a higher level position is the point I'm trying to make, right? So you would think, okay, just be honest.
Dude, I overslept.
They went as far as to send me a picture of a shredded tire on a car that matches their car, the make of their car. I Googled the make of their car because I knew what car they drove. Shredded tire to see what would pop up.
Oh,
and I looked at the images. They took it from a thread of someone else's. They took that image because they thought they were smart. Oh, I'm just going to find a car the same as mine with a blown tire or a flat tire with a little emblem on the rim and stuff. And I'm going to send that, right? I found that image and it was from a post like 2 years prior or something like that. And I busted them for that. So I'm like, oh, so this? You mean this?
Honestly.
So that was great.
If somebody would have sent me that picture, I would have sent them back a screenshot of the thread with question mark.
I found it the next day.
Oh,
yeah.
Or
because
even better,
I couldn't get out of my head. Like it was suspicious.
Let's say they were supposed to be there at 2:00. I would just send that picture and be like, "See you at 2."
Yeah, I waited for the in person, and then it was like, "So how was your car?" Okay.
How much that cost?
Was that your car? Because I happened to find that it wasn't. And here's a picture from, yeah.
Did they at least like have the decency to come clean at that point?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
That's cool.
It was another like sad excuse about just, this job isn't right for them, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's fine. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
They were trying to find another, they were, I think, interviewing for another job that day. So. Yeah.
Man up.
Yeah. They were a external hire. Didn't realize what they were walking into, basically. Which, of course...
Former military?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
She was not. So, no. You didn't meet this person. This is up in a different territory. So.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was talking about. But the one I was talking about was one that I helped get up to date, but it was
No.
obviously not.
No.
Yeah.
No, not that person.
I know. That one didn't last long though.
No.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Anywho, do you have any more over there?
No, they're all starting to circle around the same thing.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of people jumping in trying to say like, "Wow, that's better work ethic," blah blah blah, and shaming. Right? They want to.
Oh yeah. They want to prove how much better they are by joining up a freaking thread and talking shit.
By joining on a thread and talking crap. Right?
They belong on that list where I was talking about before. Because, I'm sure they live in a fucking glass house.
That's funny.
I think the one that works really. What?
I'm so sorry, but to that point, this person said, "I'm dead because I have work ethic. I have to be contagiously sick to miss a day of work when I'm scheduled to work." The person commented and said, "Good for you. Doesn't help me much though." That made me laugh.
I would have responded a little bit differently. I've been like, good for you. I'm sure that you're a very valued employee and your paycheck shows that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the CEO, right?
Yeah. I'm sure that you're such a what's the word? Damn it. You're so good at your current position that we just can't afford to put you up any higher.
Yeah. It's fun.
You're essential to us. All those kind of bullshit ones.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I think we've heard them all, though. I think we've heard every line in the book.
We've heard them, and we've also said them before.
I'm not a huge caller outer.
No, I mean...
I don't do it.
I don't usually have to call out, because whenever I actually had to call out, it was for a legitimate I'm going to die reason.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sickly person.
Yeah. You've had sicknesses that would extend,
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, there was that one time I was out for like 3.5 months.
Yeah.
That one was fun. I thought I had cancer or something, dude. I thought I was going to die.
Right.
Because I didn't know, I could not figure out what was wrong. Remember, they ended up sending me to the CDC of Orlando.
Yeah.
And they were like, we think. And I'm just like, what the? If you don't know, who does?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's like no hire.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was creepy, dude. I thought for sure I was like a goner.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had an incident like that.
It just basically was, have lots of fluids and rest as much as you can.
Yeah, that's a bunch of...
And I'm just like, what the fuck is...
Well, I needed surgery when I was out for a long time. Just trying to do the one-up thing.
You're doing the one-up thing?
Yeah, do the one-up thing.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Trying to be that guy.
Yeah. No, I think the one that works pretty decently, as far as like it's hard for someone to like fight you back on, is like I said, the contagion aspect of things.
Oh, now, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, especially now.
That, or another one that works really good. You can say you have pink eye. That's a good one.
Pink eye. It's very contagious. Right. Yeah.
You can say that you woke up and your throat's really hurting, and I think I might have strep. My friend had it the other day. You do that one.
Wow. Wow. You're good at this.
Do you know how many times I've heard people do this shit to me?
Yeah.
Plus, you know how many times I've had strep throat?
Yeah.
I know exactly what it sounds like.
It's funny.
But yeah, no, those are the ones that you really got to go with. Like, you can't be like, oh, I'm pooping a lot. Okay, cool. We'll let you have as many bathroom breaks as you need. Come on in.
Right. Not to miss work.
Yeah. Oh, I have food poisoning. Awesome. No, you don't.
Well, unless you need to be in the hospital and get fluids because you're like...
Because, oh, you have food poisoning? When did you eat it? Oh, 20 hours ago? You don't have food poisoning. Food poisoning happens between 2 to 4 hours on average.
Problem is, I don't think this point you can even question people sometimes when it comes to this stuff. So,
legally?
Yeah.
No. Realistically? It's getting to be harder for them to like cheat like that because people now know their rights.
Patterns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the biggest thing.
That's all I care about. All right, fine. You need a day.
Sure. No problem.
If you need a day every month and you do this like all the time, it's like, I'm catching on.
It's like, why don't we just move you down to like maybe 4 days a week then?
Right.
Why don't we plan for these days that you need?
Right.
Because it seems to be every Monday anyway.
Right. You might be a little bit overworked.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll help you with that.
We can help you with
I
that.
can help you with that.
We're going to put you on a regression program.
Regression program. Oof, that doesn't sound good.
Regressing you back to being a fetus.
Fetus. Interesting.
Well, remember, I use fetus a lot in the term of like hierarchy.
Oh,
Because like you're nothing, you're a fetus, you're not even born yet.
wow.
And then like, you can move up to different organizations.
Wow. Okay.
It's called hazing.
Yeah, you're a stand-up guy. You're number one.
Hey man, I was
Number
taught
one.
that. I was taught that.
Okay.
It's not my fault that my seniors were douchebags. Anywho, I have a lovely Am I the Asshole for you.
Oh.
This one I actually thought was, this was from a while ago. I kind of pocketed a few. But this one, for once, I feel like we might take the side of the person that's opposite to what we normally do. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that I won't be opening the door for her creepy friend?
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
The man is 41 years old.
Okay.
The woman is 39, the husband and wife.
Okay.
Okay. My wife, Becky, is planning on traveling abroad to visit her sister and her family in the next few days. She'll be gone for the next 2.5 weeks. I'm so sorry. They put that as a full sentence and it shouldn't have been. It should have been a comma.
Okay.
Threw up my whole thing. Let me start over.
Wow.
My wife, Becky, is planning on traveling abroad to visit her sister and her family in the next few days. She'll be gone for the next 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Over the past year, my wife has become very good friends with our neighbor, Emily, who is 37 years old, who lives a few houses down. Long story short, Emily makes me feel uncomfortable, and I think she's trying to make a move on me.
Oh.
At first, I thought she was joking and I didn't think much of her behavior, but now it only makes me feel uncomfortable. Earlier today, Becky, my wife, told me that she is chatted with Emily and mentioned how she's going to be going overseas for a few weeks. She said that Emily offered to come by and drop off some food for us, myself and our 11-year-old daughter, Alice, from time to time. Becky was reluctant to agree, but after Emily insisted, she finally did go ahead and agree. I was surprised that she'd agreed to this without consulting me first. So I told her that it made me feel uncomfortable. Becky said that Emily means well, and it would be rude if we were to refuse now. I said okay, but that she shouldn't be surprised if Alice and I forgot to open the door every time Emily comes knocking. Becky said that I was being a jerk to someone offering us kindness. Am I the asshole?
Okay. So, first of all, doesn't matter where you travel, you can't call them broads.
So you didn't listen to a single thing I said after the first
there was
when
more.
I said abroad.
There was more.
You're such a chauvinistic pig.
I'm just kidding.
Now, okay, so just so you know, there is
Like a thread.
no like additional information.
Oh.
I'm not going to say any of it until we discuss,
Okay.
and then I'll add it in because I
Add
want
it in as necessary.
right because you could tell this was edited multiple times. Like, hey, here's an update. Oh, here's some more context. Things like that.
He's trying to keep his marriage.
Here's the thing.
He's right.
I'm sorry. He may be the ugliest pig in the world, but he's trying to tell his wife, hey, this chick makes me feel uncomfortable because I feel like she's trying to hit on me. I don't want her to be anywhere around me without another adult for my own protection.
Right.
Not in the sense that I think she's going to rape me, but because I don't want her to say something happened that didn't happen.
Right. Or for her to make a move and then who knows, like in a moment of weakness or whatever, like maybe he
maybe she's
finds
fine.
them attractive or whatever, and then but like it doesn't want to cross.
Maybe
that
the
line.
word on the street is she can suck a golf ball through a garden hose. You never know.
Golf bar through a garden hose. That's a long way to travel too. Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Or like the chrome off of a tailgate.
Wow.
Yeah,
I got a visual on that one.
that one's from Beverly Hills Cop 2.
God, that makes sense. That's right.
You know the scene too. Yeah. Anyway, so right away, not the asshole.
No,
He's not the asshole here.
I think this is one of
The very
only
few
ones
that's like
that-
the dude is not the complete and total douchebag.
super
Like I
polite
said,
about it.
that's why I really liked this one when I first read it, because I was like, huh, okay. So, update.
Leave it by the door. I'm sorry.
Early this morning, I spoke to Becky, my wife, about my concerns regarding Emily's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
She said that Emily doesn't have any alternative motives and only means well. She also brought up how Emily has her own husband
Oh,
and always tells Becky how great he is. For some more context, Emily is married, but her husband isn't home too much as he works in the military.
right off the bat.
Okay, real quick, can we just all be honest about military wives?
We can talk about the stereotype of what I've heard, but I don't have experience.
I do.
I don't.
Haven't hit all the branches, but I got a couple.
Actually, that's a lie. You're right. I did have an experience that way when I lived in an apartment complex in Georgia. Oh yeah, yes, yep, right. I don't think you know about that.
That apartment complex? The one I helped you move in?
Yes, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I did not know about that.
Yeah.
We're going to take this offline.
Oh,
Anywho, but no, yeah, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to say all of them. I'm trying to say enough of them, though, that there is a reputation that is justified.
wow. Well, there's a stigma, right?
There's a stigma.
It's at least in the movies, and people know about that.
It's also in the news.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
The one that ended
Yeah.
up like doing like half the state.
Yeah.
There's more. When I asked if she could tell Emily that we don't need food deliveries, she said it would be awkward to mention it right before her trip and how it would only be once or twice a week. Another thing Becky mentioned was that Another thing Becky mentioned that has only increased my uneasiness is that Emily had given her a spare house key just in case of emergencies or anything like that.
Oh man, that's great. He's gonna be sleeping, and all of a sudden, she's gonna make spaghetti.
Okay.
And then they're gonna eat it.
Just for
She's gonna bring spaghetti
clarification,
over.
clarification,
Yeah.
later on, there's a lot of updates.
Oh man.
Later on, he puts, for clarification regarding the key, Emily, the neighbor, gave his wife Emily's house key. She does not have a house key in there,
Got it.
just for clarification. But he still doesn't like that because now he has a key in his house to the crazy lady's house. Once again, his word versus her word.
Give it to your husband. If he needs anything, tell him to
Right,
come over.
For those wondering, my wife is leaving a few hours past midnight tonight.
What is he inviting people over?
No, because he's updating and there people are, dude, this was a fire thread, bro.
Wow.
All right. So this is the last little bit.
Okay.
Some more context.
I will be getting a divorce now because Emily came over.
And boy, oh boy, was I wrong. She's top notch. For those wondering what Emily does, I can tell you that she does a lot of unnecessary physical contact, like hugging me whenever she sees me, which didn't bother me the first few times, but increasingly made me feel uneasy. Fair. Not only that, but she has made very suggestive comments in the past. I would also add that the way she dresses and her body language when she comes to our house seems to be a bit flirtatious. Here's my thing.
Could be reading into it a little bit.
Hold on. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things that always makes me angry because let's do a flip.
Right.
Let's pretend this is a woman speaking and says he does a lot of unnecessary physical contact, like hugging me whenever he sees me.
Yeah.
People would have a different opinion if it was switched. And so the only way you can be in the right mindset, flip it. Is it okay? No. Flip it back. Still should be no then.
Right.
Look, man,
Agreed.
I've given people hugs. I've seen people give other people hugs and it's perfectly fine. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, well, that's not a side hug anymore.
Right. Yeah. I am not a hug initiator, but if someone will, I switched. I can't initiate. Well, no, you're different.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Stop it. I'm just like everyone else.
Yeah. It's a bear hug.
Because I'm your bear.
Ooh. Wow. Grizzly.
Growl.
Growl. But
What they do? Do they growl?
I don't know what they do.
Roar.
Rawr.
I feel like that's more cat-like.
Yeah, it's like a tiger.
Yeah. I'll be your tiger.
Toy like a tiger.
Like a twig.
But no, like I switched. I can't. I don't do the hugs anymore. I wait. I wait for that to be initiated, and then I will. But I don't go in for the hug first. And if I do, it's one of those like side hugs.
Yeah, no, it's nowadays, dude, it's not even worth it. Like, I know people in previous professions that, you know, I was pretty decently close with, especially with staff.
Yeah.
I usually get pretty decent with them because I'm a pretty charismatic person.
Sure.
And you want to be cool about it, but the same token, you're like, I know you don't mean anything by this. And I know that you know that I don't mean anything by this. But I don't think that they fully understand that this is 100% platonic. And that's going to then make this person talk to that person, which is going to talk to this person. And it's like, I don't want that, bro. What's up? Knock it up. Like,
some people, though, are very, and women get away with this more than men do, but the touchy-feely kind of like, oh, stop it type, like, you know, arm hits and like, you know, and then leg taps or something like that. And like, they're just always like, oh, and then like they'll squeeze or like an arm or whatever it is. And like, they can get away with it. If a guy goes to do that, that's not appropriate. To your point,
right?
You got to be able to switch it. It's got to be the same, you know?
I will say this, though. I probably, this sounds so weird. Well, it doesn't sound weird, but it sounds weird that it doesn't sound, you know what I mean? I've probably hugged more dudes at work than chicks, only because I've had a lot of young guys that are just going through life.
Sure.
That because I've built like a good trust relationship, just has one of those days where I'm like, let's go in the back room real quick.
Right.
Something's wrong. You don't have to tell me what it is. But just realize you can talk and we need to talk, bro. And then it turns into like this like crying thing. And it's just like, you got to hug it out sometimes, man. You just need somebody to give a fuck, you know?
Right.
And so because of that, I've hugged a lot of dudes.
And even just more casually too, like, you know, if you dap it up, like sometimes it's just like a dap.
Yeah, I always hug momos. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's a certain kind of familiarity you have with certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
But then there's the same token. There's other people that I was pretty like decently close with that there was just like, hey, what's up, bro?
Right.
I mean, you know, I never hugged Jay.
Right. Yep.
But Ralphie, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I pick him up.
Yeah.
My little Oompa Loompa.
How can you not?
I mean, he's just so cute. But that was all of the original things for all this. So at the end of the day, and this sounds really harsh, this is your husband talking to you.
Yeah. you better listen to him. You better respect what your husband says because he is the breadwinner in that household.
I knew you were going to fucking try to take it that way. That's not what I mean in the least.
He's the alpha male authority figure.
This is your partner. Yeah. And they're confiding in you that they feel uncomfortable in a particular situation. It is your duty as their partner to assist them in any way possible. I'm sorry.
Wow, that was some Oprah, Dr. Phil.
Look, man, I'm just being honest. We're not even throwing in the aspect of an 11-year-old daughter in the house.
I know.
Which triggers me really harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This bitch ain't. Mm-mm.
I agree with you. I was just fooling around.
Oh, no, I know.
Tomfoolery.
But yeah, no, I like this one, though. Because it was finally not a dude that's trying to get some grab ass.
Grab ass. It's funny. No, he's 100% right. The wife is just naive.
And that's what it is. I don't think...
to this situation.
Unfortunately...
she was manipulated by this other woman.
She thinks that she has a dud. But she got a stud.
Yeah.
You gotta let that freak flag fly sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what her friend's trying to get him to do. But he's trying to hold it back.
Maybe one day they'll show up together. To that swingers club. So. It's funny. No.
Got to mention something about that story from earlier.
Oh.
Remind me later.
I will.
We'll take this offline.
Write that down.
This will be written down and to be continued later.
It's funny.
But yeah, so that's all I got for this one. What do you got to close us out with, my dudes?
All right. So listen, this is another little fun thread and this is a little more lighthearted here. What's the dumbest thing you ever did as a child? And a bunch of people just chimed in on some stuff. And as I said, this is just more of like kids doing dumb things, like younger kids and stuff. So I'm going to summarize some of these because some of them are a little bit longer. But when I was 3 or 4, I managed to stick a pair of rubber gloves in the toaster. Turned it on to see what would happen. It nearly burned down the kitchen. But my pregnant mother waddled into the kitchen and promptly chucked the flaming toaster into the backyard. The stress from the whole ordeal sent my mother into labor that evening. A few hours later, and my sister was born.
Wow.
He induced his mother.
I hope she was not super preemie.
Yeah, that's funny. Well,
no,
sounded like it was okay.
It sounded like everything worked out. He didn't say like my deceased sister, so.
This person was almost 6 years old, and then them and their friend decided to play hide and seek, and mom got a new car. In this car, you were able to access the trunk from behind the seat, so thought it was a great idea to hide there, so they hid there. The friend went and got picked up because they couldn't find them, so mom came, picked them up, and left them in the trunk. Just left. And about 2 hours later, neighbor finally heard them screaming and was able to get out of the truck. They thought they were going to die that day. So, yeah. Interesting. These are like traumatic stories.
Real quick. I can't let that one go by and then come back to that situation.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a trunk before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever intentionally put yourself in a trunk to be able to figure out how you would be able to get out?
Yeah, that's how I've been in the trunk.
Okay, yeah, me too. No one's ever picked me up and put me in a...
No, me neither.
Way too big for that. It's both very small, but the couple of cars that I've done it in, I could easily take a nap, bro.
Oh, it's cozy.
Oxygen would become a problem, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's the whole issue.
You got to kick out the taillight.
Yep. Well, you don't know. You have to pull the release lever nowadays.
Well, nowadays, yes, yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the thing I did before.
My mother had a Chrysler LeBaron, which was this huge boat of a vehicle, and yeah, those were. So it was like a coffin.
Totally off topic, random. But I was thinking about this earlier today. What the F happened to PT Cruisers?
They just disappeared, man.
They stopped making them, and like everyone that was out in existence just has died in the past 10 years.
I've seen a few recently. Like I've seen a few of them. They are terrible vehicles. They're not made well.
Here's the best part. I thought about that today. I was stopped at a signal and I saw a cube go by. Remember those?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh yeah, all the and I started laughing. I'm like, oh yeah, all those little box cars. And I was like, oh, they all started from the PT Cruiser. That was the first one that was like that, like mom, like soccer mom type style car.
Oh, it's supposed to be like a retro.
Because it was supposed to be like the family version of the PT Prowler.
Sure.
Which was epic.
Right.
And then I was just
Plymouth Prowler.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it was called the PT. It was just called the Prowler, right? Plymouth Prowler. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't seen one in like over a decade.
Right.
That's so strange. I still see Saturns.
Right. Yeah. And they never look great though.
No,
they look.
Saturns came off the freaking lot looking horrible.
Right.
Looking like that shit brown color.
Put them together.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I knew that was going to go off topic, but like, I just remembered, and I thought it was just the weirdest thing. Anyway, go ahead.
This person put a spiral seashell in their nose and then didn't know why. Just thought it would be like, I just want to see what happens. And it got stuck up there. It's the size of a corn of kettle. A corn kernel. Wow.
Corn of kettle?
I hybrid like kettle corn there. That's good. I'm hungry.
The corn of the kettle.
The corn of the kettle.
It's a region in Northern Ireland.
Wow. I hate you. Stuck it in their nose, couldn't get it out, kept trying to get their finger up there to get it out, started bleeding profusely and screaming and yelling. And mom had to run into the room. And they said, this is a quote, mother ran into the room and I can only imagine how retarded she thought I was. This was this person talking about themselves. So interesting.
I have a note on that one. I'm sorry. So about 5 years ago, give or take, I received a phone call from my daughter's mother. Not a text, a phone call, which makes me go, oh God, someone has died.
Something happened.
Yes. And I am told that my daughter took a bead and put it up her nose.
That happens.
And now it's stuck. And the first question was, what the hell do I do? And I'm just like, dude, I don't know. She's like, should I fish around up there with like the hemostats? For a little bit of reference, she has experience from being a dog groomer, so there's a lot of like things she's pulled out of weird stuff like that, and now works at a hospital for humans and deals with other things with small instruments and things.
Yeah.
So there is experience here. It's not just like she ran to the junk drawer and found like some sutures and was like,
sure, let me.
Yeah, just for clarification, not a bad mom, not at all. So anyway, I'm like, well. Has she tried blowing it out? Like, you don't know what it is. And it ended up being like a series of like 3 phone calls, like 4 hours, almost an emergency room visit until it was like, let's get this one more try. And then did a couple little things and then was try to blow it again and just like, boop,
came out. Scary though.
And then it was a conversation that I had that I never thought I was going to have with my daughter. Especially because I feel like she was a little bit too old to have done this, but at the same token, I get it.
Sure.
We all do weird shit. And I'm just like, okay, so we're like never going to do this again, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. But like for reals though, like we're never going to do this again, right? Uh-huh. I'm like, cool. Did you get scared? Yeah. And I'm like, good. Realize that's a good thing to have.
Right.
Because just think about how angry I would be if you did it again.
Right
now, I'm not angry. I was worried. If you do it again, I'm going to be pissed. It was a big thing.
You got 7 holes. Don't put anything in any of them. Don't do it.
That is incorrect.
That was just Ant-Man, dude. Come on.
That's
what it's from.
I know that's what it's from, but I've never done the count before. And that's incorrect for a young lady.
For a young lady.
For a young lady. Should be 8. Urethra. Everyone forgets about that.
It's hard to put something in there. Unless.
What else you got?
Writing in wet cement. Not just my name, but my address and phone number. I was 5. Which, mind you, kind of impressive.
Very impressive, but...
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. That's when the van just keeps showing up to the house. The white van. It's like, huh. Birth date was on there too.
School schedule.
Yeah, school schedule. Pick me up at.
The paper was sunken into the freaking concrete, so they can't even get it out.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh, that's so funny.
Oh, this is funny. I asked my mother if she wanted to shag after watching the first Austin Powers. Wow, that's good. Not knowing what that meant, obviously. Too young to watch Austin Powers,
I remember telling my mom to go jack off.
That's good.
In public.
In public?
In a Blockbuster video.
Jack off, Mom.
In our Blockbuster video.
Wow.
And she was like, what did you say? And I was like, confident.
Yeah.
And she was like,
you heard me.
Do you know what that means? And I'm like, I think so. She's like, we'll talk about it. Not here. And so then I spent the next like 20 minutes being like, can we pick a fucking movie? Because now I want to go talk about jacking off. I don't know what the fuck that means, apparently.
I gotta know.
I was wrong, by the way. I was totally wrong.
You were wrong.
I was totally wrong. I thought that it was something along the lines of like, you know, like go fuck off.
Right.
I thought it was like.
Sort of.
Accurate.
Yeah.
I thought it was interchangeable. That's really funny. That really got me. And by the way, I was way too old to not know what that meant.
Yeah.
I was in middle school.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, sounds about right, judging from just time frame of when you were there. Yeah.
It was just, I did not know that that's what that was. I grew up with clinical names.
Sure.
So to me, it's like jack off. No, you mean masturbation? Like
Right.
That's where my mind would have went.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it would have. Yes. So, wow. Okay. Well, this person called 911 saying, hurry, they got a gun, because I wanted to act out a scene from Home Alone 2. Bless their little heart. Special child.
Fucking hate Miss Jackson. Tais-toi.
Yeah. She's probably dead now. All right. Oh, this one's.
You and Brittany Murphy.
I gotta say this one. Oh, that's messed up. All right. Little story here. I was about 5 when I farted in the bath. The bubbles made me laugh, so I tried really hard to fart again and ended up shitting in the bath. The log apparently both surprised and scared me when I saw it floating, so I tried to splash it away and instead threw it out of the bath onto the carpet. I thus began to scream, so my mom came running in from next door and stood on the turd. That was an awesome chain of events. By the way, I pictured it as I was reading it.
That's in every single rom-com that has a kid in it.
Oh, yeah.
Of like the real parents die and like you have to take over these kids kind of situation.
Yep.
Oh, and we all learn together.
This person was about 3 years old, and they came up to their dad crying, said that, telling him that I hit my head. He asked what happened, so I went to the wall and hit my head to show him. Not hard enough, is what I say. But we'll move on. Whew. All right. Tried to run away from home in my undies with only a pillowcase full of baseball cards. And someone commented, childhood priorities. Childhood priorities.
He was thinking about his future.
Yeah. I don't need clothes. I got my baseball
Look,
cards.
man, remember Blast from the Past? Dude made a lot of money off those cards.
Yep. All right. This will be the last one because there's a lot of kind of funny ones in here. But
And then I got a couple.
okay. When I was a kid, I showed my first boner to my parents. There were 2 cops there because my mom lost her purse the day before. I thought my dick was broken, so I started freaking out and showed everyone. Needless to say, the cops were impressed.
Is this person related to the other person about the bragging?
No, I don't know. But that's funny.
That is funny. Okay. That was the last one that you had?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a couple dumb things I've done as a child. And I'm talking about like small child. So this one I don't remember. So I've only been told this. So, apparently, pre-3, one of my favorite things to do was to grab my little football and run full speed from one side of the room into the other wall, nail the wall with like my head and shoulder, spike the ball and go, football touchdown. And then pick it up and run to the other side and repeat back and forth and back.
It explains a lot, though.
Right.
So
A lot of head trauma.
yeah, you did tell me this.
Messed up nose. Yeah, like I said, I've been told this my whole life.
That's funny.
You have already heard almost all of these things, probably.
Yeah, most likely.
Remember the pickle jar thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was I probably was like 4, maybe closer to 5 at this point. I was playing outside on the sidewalk because we weren't allowed to go past the sidewalk because where I lived in Cali. And I wanted a pickle because I love pickles. I've always loved pickles. And shut up. And so I went inside and got the jar of pickles. It was a brand new jar of pickles. Hadn't been opened yet. So I grabbed it and I opened it as I was walking. My mom was in the kitchen, which was like the kitchen was like where the doorway was to go outside. And she was like, don't you eat all those damn pickles. You're going to get sick. And I was like, okay. So I went outside and I ate every one of the pickles except for one. And these were like the sliced dill pickles. Mm-hmm. And then I drank like 3/4 of the juice. Now, I had no idea that my mother had been watching me the entire time. And her thought process was like, you know what? Good. He's going to get sick and he's going to learn a lesson. And I did not get sick at all. And I still love pickle juice to this day.
There you go.
Picklebacks all day long, baby.
Did
That's
not
the only way I can eat whiskey and take whiskey.
pickle juice.
Picklebacks. Yeah.
Picklebacks. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Do you remember that one? Did I tell you that one
You
before?
did tell me that one before.
Another dumb one, really quick. Same time frame. So I have always loved every aspect of the thought process of smoking cigarettes.
Okay.
I've always loved the smell of smoking a cigarette. Not the lingering smell after,
Sure.
but like the smell during, right?
Right.
The having something in your mouth,
The burning,
the oral fixation, the playing with your fingers, with holding it, like the way that you just like you're going outside and you're just like like every aspect. I've always thought that. I've told my mother since I was that old I was going to be a smoker.
Right.
What I used to do is when somebody was walking by that was a smoker and they maybe flicked a bud, I would then wait for them to keep walking, and then I would scurry off of the porch, because once again, not allowed to leave, and I'd grab it and I'd try to smoke that shit.
So my grandmother smoked for years, and so I can relate to this. But I'd be over at her house a lot. And when she would go to the bathroom or whatever, she'd always leave a cigarette burning in an ashtray, and like in every room, mind you.
Right,
Like,
right.
she's always had one around. So when she'd go somewhere, I would just steal puffs from her cigarette. And then when I'd come home, my mom's like, "You always smell like smoke." You know, it's the secondhand smoke was the thing to blame. I'm like, "Oh, it's secondhand smoke," you know? Yeah. I was young too. Same thing. And it was the same kind of thing. It's like, it was more of like, I see her doing it, so I'm curious. but also it is the fixation. It is there's a thing to it. Yeah.
And especially as a child too, when you don't have all of your like synapses firing and shit.
Sure.
You know, it's also just like, oh, that's cool.
Right.
That's what cool parents do. Cool. I want to be an adult.
I've got a couple interesting ones. When I was in kindergarten, apparently I almost got expelled because I brought batteries to school. And the teacher said I was trying to make a bomb. So they called my mother in and stuff. And they were like thinking she was just like, this teacher's just nuts. She just has it out for my son. What I didn't tell them at the time was I was trying to throw them down in such a way where you hit the point of the battery on the concrete so it would explode. And I was showing other kids to do that, like to how to do that or whatever. So teacher wasn't wrong, but
she didn't know that.
No,
she
but I was
making assumptions.
Gaslighting, baby.
Hey.
My first gaslight. I was like, I don't understand. Batteries just make things work. You know.
I love your little kid version voice of yourself.
Batteries just make things work. I don't know.
My little kid voice was like, "But I don't understand." My voice got higher as I got older. You didn't know that? Yeah.
No,
I got higher.
I had another thing. It's all revolving weapons. So it's amazing that I didn't grow up to be like
a suicide bomber
or a serial killer of some sort or whatever it is. We have time.
Look, man, if our families like ever move on, blowing it up, bro.
Oh yeah, careers.
Oh,
who can top who in the news?
Do you remember Assassins?
Oh yeah.
We're playing chess in the obituaries.
That'd be good.
Oh yeah,
that'd be good. But I took my mother's lipstick and red lipstick and I hollowed it out, and I took the nail filer off of the nail clippers, right? The little
part,
pointy, right?
Yeah.
Broke that off somehow, and then crazy glued it in the lipstick, and then so it would literally look like a lipstick, and you take it off, and then you spin it up, and it would just twist out like a switchblade, essentially. So I made my own little pocket knife, and I used to carry that around. So then my mother, so I forgot him in my pants, and she was doing the laundry. She said, "Why is there lipstick? Like, why is it in his pocket?" So she was thinking,
"Oh
one
my
thing.
God, it's gay."
And then she's like, whoop. She wanted to see if it was destroyed or whatever, and it pops up, and she's just like, "Excuse me, what is this?"
Excuse me, Christopher.
She was more upset that I ruined her expensive red lipstick.
I was about to keep going and do the full thing, and I was just like,
yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't out all your socials and stuff. I don't know, bro.
No, she was more. Apparently, she was more pissed that it ruined her lipstick because it was expensive.
It probably was. It was probably like a good like $20-$30.
But nowadays, if I would have been caught at that at school,
honestly, back then it probably was like $5 or $10, which is the equivalent of $20-$30. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Oh
yeah. Like you can't. It's done, right?
Oh,
yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah. Little dumb things.
Okay, so school-wise, I have 2 of those. Well, technically, I have 3 that I almost got expelled for. So in kindergarten for me, West Coast, it's K through 6. It's not K through 5 like it is over here.
Right.
I got in a fight, not kindergarten, sorry, in first grade. I got into a fight with a couple 6th graders, which sounds like, what? But we were close to being the same size. Had the little pink ring, like a Frisbee, but like it was the ring, had like the little blue inner thing. Mm-hmm. And I was playing with this one little nerdy kid because like no one played with him, and I was like, "What the fuck, man? He's cool." Mm-hmm. I've always liked nerds.
Go figure.
I'm just shaped like a jack. Back in the day. Yeah, back in the day.
Jock strap.
Yeah, it's so funny. So I threw it over his head. My bad. 6th graders grabbed it. I was like, "Hey, get it back." And they were like, no. It's like, and then the little kid tried to get it back, and they pushed him. And so I speared that son of a bitch.
Nice.
And then I took it and I put it around his head. And And then I was punching his head, and I was pulling it back up and punching and punching and punching. And they eventually pulled me off. And so they called my mom. And as my mom was going into the office to find out what was going on, because like the teacher, I guess, is the one that pulled me off, not the recess monitor, like that person. And the recess monitor walked over, and it was this one lady, and it was just like, been told, it was not privy to this conversation. This is what actually happened. Your son was playing with this little boy. The other boys were picking on this little boy. They pushed him, and then your son beat the shit out of him.
It's funny.
And I did not step in.
That's funny.
And so then we went and got ice cream.
That's funny.
But yeah. Also, like 2 weeks later, when I got dropped off at that school again, I went to school every day since then. I decided that I hated that fucking school. I didn't want to go anymore. And so I started to chase my mother's car, but she didn't see me. And so I chased her for like 4 or 5 blocks, just like sobbing, like crying, like ugly cry, until she finally saw it. And I was like, I don't want to go to that fucking school. And she was like, all right. And so that was my first year being homeschooled.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a on that topic of the playing with the nerd and protecting. So in, I guess it was elementary school, I kind of started like a little bodyguarding business thing, where there was just a couple kids that just were picked on, and you know, same kind of thing. And I'm like, all right, well,
this is in New York, right?
Yeah.
So they were the Jews.
Graff was the last name, not Jewish, for one of the kids, but but
I had a 50-50 chance.
I'm sure one of them was, you know,
I'm sure Goldstein was.
Could have been. It was predominantly Italian neighborhood. So, anyway, so we did. I started like a little, and you know, and they would just be like some cash for just escorting kids around because they would be picked on, and that's what it really would have turned into.
It was an escort service.
What I ended up doing, yeah, funny. what I ended up doing is there was this one kid, I remember his name, Billy Thompson, and no one really liked him. He was a big kid, you know, like heavy, but like he was an ass to everybody. And he took things too far. Looking back, he probably had like some type of hyperactivity or whatever.
Probably home life issues
Who
too,
knows, right?
You know, that kind of bullshit.
But he would take things too far and mess with kids. And he was a big guy, so he'd come off as like a bully. So I handcuffed him to the monkey bars at recess and left him hanging there. I took these like handcuffs. I forget where I got them. I think my dad had them around. I don't know where I got them from. One of my uncles, who knows? But yeah, I handcuffed him to the monkey bars and let them hang in there. And then we all went inside, and he was left hanging there. So now, kind of a dick move, but consequences, man. Consequences. I'm just saying.
But is a villain truly a villain if he's only villainizing another villain?
Exactly.
Right. No, I feel you. It's the one predicament that really I had to figure out before I can decide to do my true villain arc.
That's it.
I'm just looking for targets.
Right.
So I was suspended from school for the last day of middle school for smoking. Because on the way to school, on the day before the last day of school, as normal, I was walking to school while smoking a cigarette on the West Orange Trail, and some bitch saw me and then went and fucking narked, even though I wasn't even on school property yet.
Narked.
But apparently, in the state of Florida, the second that you leave your docile with the intent to go to school, you are considered to be on school property until you go back over the threshold of your docile after school.
Yeah, until you get hurt, and then it's not their problem.
Yeah,
right.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
So anyway, me and one of my other friends, Glenn, we got suspended from our last day of school. Yeah, because we were smoking.
Ales?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that part, but I forgot it was him.
Yeah.
I remember now, though, now that you brought it up.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the almost expulsion from high school.
Yeah.
For hazing.
Yeah. You were a problem.
What?
You were such a troublemaker, dude.
Bullshit, dude. Look, because he was a little pussy ass bitch and couldn't handle a little razzing, he had nothing compared to what we had when we went through it.
You're the problem.
Yeah, okay.
Is what it is.
That's why there was 11 of us that got fucking suspended.
You are the problem.
All of the leaders.
Yeah. The problem. That's you.
Thanks.
Funny.
Thanks, Taylor.
The last thing I did, like, this is more of like an adolescent thing than it is a stupid thing, but pretty stupid. There was an apartment complex across from the school, and then one of the kids, that I would protect, it's funny enough, his father was a cop. But in that apartment complex, we had like a key or the ability to go down to this basement thing underneath. Okay. Mostly like storage, probably breakers. I don't know what else was there. And but we would have beer down there. We'd go buy cigarettes from the gas station and condoms because it was cool to have condoms when you're like a young kid, just because. I don't know. Like, I don't know why. I can't explain it.
East Coast thing, I guess.
It used to be like, oh yeah, I have a condom in my wallet, you know.
Because I'm totally using it.
Just in case, with my wallet with 2 snaps with the flames on it with the chain thing.
You didn't have a chain wallet, bro.
I didn't. Did I have a chain wallet? I never had a chain wallet.
Oh,
no.
God.
No. But no, so it was the cool thing to do, right? So like, we thought we were so cool, but yeah, we would, after school, we would go down there and drink shitty beer and smoke cigarettes that the freaking gas station sold us. We were clearly 19 years old.
I like how you were living like in a Bronx tale.
They did not care. So
this is ridiculous.
It's funny. I had to have been like, what, 12, 13? Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish off with some trivias. Unless you got some more over there.
That's it, buddy. There's a lot, but
I got a lot more stupid shit we did, but we're getting to like the older ages. I think we'll hold that for hey,
man. As long as you didn't jump on a trampoline with a bowling ball and then woke up on the side of the trampoline with the worst headache ever.
No.
So as long as you didn't do that.
No.
Because someone did that, apparently. Yeah.
But we did joust with BB guns in cars.
We did a bunch of dumb things, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All the other stuff I'm talking about was pre-us.
Me too.
Once we got to that level, because I still have a bunch of stuff like running from cops and all kinds of other stupid shit and breaking and entering before us.
Yeah.
But then when us started, it got worse.
Yeah.
Like for a few years there, I feel like we were never not trespassing.
We were trespassing everywhere.
Yeah.
We should have been arrested.
So many times.
We're dead.
We probably would have died because we would have resisted.
Yeah.
Because we would have been like, fuck you, bro.
Right. Nowadays, we would be dead.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of things that we did back then, if we did just 10 years later, at least some of us would be dead. The entire backseat.
Yes.
Yep.
It's funny.
But that's a story for another day. Anyhow, arrange these words to create the title of this 1998 Guy Ritchie film.
Oh, okay. So we're doing trivia. Oh, cool. Awesome.
Do you want me to read it again?
Arrange these words to make a title of a Guy Ritchie movie.
Arrange these words to create the title of this 1998 Guy Ritchie film.
Okay.
Barrels. Stock.
Lock, stock, smoking barrels. Okay, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
2. Lock. Smoking. And.
Lock, stock, 2 smoking barrels.
Okay, cool. So the first time you didn't say 2 smoking barrels.
I didn't say the 2.
You missed a word. That's why I went 2.
That's
That is correct, sir. That is correct.
We just actually breezed through that.
I know. That's why I laughed about it when I saw it.
Yeah.
I hate that this is your question.
Oh, no.
What color is the genie in Disney's Aladdin?
When? Because he changes colors. When he's the dead, doing the dead. Oh, okay. The Will Smith version or the Robert Williams version?
It doesn't specify.
Oh, okay. Brown. I'm just kidding.
That's just Will Smith.
Oh, okay. Blue. I'm going to go with blue. Final answer.
Double or nothing?
Okay.
Now, you're going to tell me if you want double or nothing before I even do it.
No.
You don't
That's
want
not how it works. You got to tell me.
Oh.
Tell me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it.
What color is Aladdin's vest?
Purple.
Fuck you. Easiest freaking card in the world. Wow.
Never had a friend like me. All right.
Can your friends do this? Can your friends do that? Can they pull me out of their hat?
We're done. All right. So this one is. You have to guess.
I'm sorry, I'm not listening. Great, go ahead.
You should listen. I was awarded the Medal of Honor in Vietnam. Some of my prized possessions are my ping pong paddle
Oh, it's
and my
Forrest Gump.
Curious George book.
It's Forrest Gump, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a fictional character.
I've seen lots of things, but nothing compares to my home in Greenboro, Alabama. Who am I?
It doesn't mention Lieutenant Dan or Bubba.
Nah.
That's fucked up, bro.
Would have been a dead giveaway.
As soon as you said ping pong paddles, that was the giveaway. The Medal of Honor, I thought it was going to be a real person. I was like, dude, I don't fucking know. General Patton. I don't
Man.
Colin Powell. I'm like, it's only two people I know.
I can't even pronounce his name on this next one because I'm not a sports person. So sorry. Sorry, people. Put these NBA All-Stars in order of height from their shortest to their tallest.
I fucking hate NBA. Shit.
You're going to correct me on this one. Manute Bol? I don't know.
That. Oh.
Am I just...
I know who it is. It's
Anyway, Spud Webb and Scottie Pippen. You have to put them in order.
from the shortest.
Height from shortest to tallest.
It's Spud, Scotty, and then the other guy.
You got it.
Yeah. He's a center. I can't think of what his name is though. I can't think how
I don't know how to say it.
Something Bell or Ball. You're right, it's Ball. Like a
Right.
ball. He's an old school player. That's why I actually know who he is. If it would have been any, we're playing 90s. If this would have been like 2000s,
There it is.
you know what's crazy though?
I don't.
Up until like the last decade, I never realized how big Scottie Pippen was.
Oh, really?
Because remember, Scottie Pippen looked short as hell next to like Luke Longley, because Luke Longley was like 7 foot. Scottie Pippen's like 6'6".
Even some of the shorter
Do
players
you know how
are.
tall LeBron is?
Isn't he? Is he 6'9" or 6'7"?
6'8",
6'8". Okay.
right in the middle. Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Which I thought the dude was like 6'2", 6'3", because everybody else is so much bigger that I thought they were like the 6'10s or whatever. They're like, no, they're like 7'3". What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, so I got a couple audience questions real quick. What chewing gum promised a double pleasure was waiting for you?
Juicy fruit.
I didn't say who was waiting for you.
That was my favorite gum growing up, actually.
Juicy fruit? Mm-hmm. All right. Wow. put these athletes in the order they retired from earliest to latest.
Okay.
God. Wayne Gretzky, Magic Johnson, the first time. Michael Jordan, the first time. It says that in both.
It says it in both. Okay.
Yeah, because they both did retire twice.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this one, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, this is for the audience.
Right. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I knew that last one had to be the last.
Only because of video games, actually. Yeah.
Exactly. Some of my faves. Anywho, yeah, this was a long one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because whenever we start bringing in our own little tidbits, we get a little overzealous.
Tiddly bitties.
Little titty bitty.
Tabby.
But yeah, so this was fun. That was a good one. Of course, like always, if you know the answers to these questions, put them in the comment section below.
For those of you listening to the podcast on our audio version, please find us on YouTube
at youtube.com/@the-discourse-duo.
Shameless plug.
Hey. Other than that, though, we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alabama.